Have you noticed that money never sleeps? It works tirelessly, but only for those who know how to command it. Now, if you think money is a free servant, oh, honey, you're doomed to a life of overdue bills and dreams paid in installments. I'm Duchess Dollars, the woman who turned money into the perfect employee. And let me ask you this. Is there anything sadder than watching someone work like a machine while their money lounges around on eternal vacation? Sweetheart, that's almost cruel. To yourself, I was born rich, which meant I had to learn something else. How to multiply wealth without lifting a finger. Because working is for the poor and I prefer managing. From a spa in Aspen or a yacht in the Maldives. But if you weren't born lucky like me, don't worry. Today, you'll learn what the poor never understand about making money work for them. Money is like a personal trainer. It only takes you where you tell it to go. Except here, instead of squats, it's doing flips in the stock market, real estate, and lucrative businesses. And don't give me excuses. I've seen millionaire celebrities go broke faster than a maxed-out credit card. You know what they got wrong? They wanted to look rich instead of being strategic. They bought fancy cars and mansions but forgot the basics. Money loves a plan. So, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell, and leave a like. Not for me, but for the millionaire version of yourself that's about to be born here. Check the pinned comment for links to luxury resources that will make your money work with more glamour than ever. You deserve a life where the only thing you share is a bottle of Dom Perignon, not the dinner bill. Together, we'll conquer the most feared enemy, a poor mindset. Lesson 1. True wealth. Define what matters. Before you get rich, have you ever stopped to think about what it really means to be rich? And no, I'm not just talking about having enough money to buy a Hermes bag. Though, let's be honest, that helps a lot. The real question is, what makes you feel powerful and fulfilled? Because, darling, wealth isn't just about a fat bank account. It's about using every penny as an extension of your majesty. Take the case of so many broke celebrities. They had it all. Mansions in Beverly Hills, private jets, champagne-fueled parties. But they forgot one basic rule. Money needs direction. If you don't tell your money where to go, it hops on the first jet far away from you. The worst part? It leaves you with the hanger bill. This reminds me of a study in the Journal of Consumer Research. People who align their spending with their personal values tend to be more financially satisfied. In other words, spending in line with what matters to you isn't just smart. It's luxury therapy. So, what's your purpose? Do you want to build wealth to travel the world or invest in real estate? Or maybe you want all that and a closet fit for a runway. The choice is yours, but your goals need to be clear. For example, are you thinking about buying that luxury car? Sure, it complements your image as a powerful woman, but will it bring you closer to your goal of financial freedom? Maybe instead you should invest in your personal brand or shares in a luxury company, so even other people's cars work for you. A socialite friend of mine spent millions on lavish parties that made headlines, but she forgot to invest in profitable businesses. Now she's seen more on failing reality shows than red carpets. The moral of the story? Glamour without strategy is a one-way ticket to irrelevance. I'm not saying you should give up your desires. Far from it. Such a thought is too depressing. What I'm saying is, make your luxuries work for you. Want that designer bag? Consider buying stock in the company that makes it before strutting around with it on your arm. That's what I call stylish investing, and of course, if there's a Mr. Moneybags nearby, remind him that supporting your financial projects is part of being an exemplary husband. After all, being rich is fabulous, but being rich with his money, that's pure poetry. Lesson 2. The ceiling is low, but the sky's the limit. How to earn more and stop just paying bills. Have you tried skipping your morning coffee, splitting your Netflix subscription with your best friend, or carpooling to save on gas? Yet, by the end of the month, your bank balance still feels like a tragic meme? Welcome to the club of people who've discovered that cutting costs has a ceiling. And it's a very low one, darling. You've worked hard to save, sacrificed every little pleasure, but you're still stuck with fixed expenses swallowing 60% of your income. That's when you realize the solution isn't to save more, it's to earn more. And we're not talking about selling cupcakes outside your college. Not that there's anything wrong with that. We're talking about thinking big, like someone born to be wealthy. Research from the Harvard Business Review shows that people who focus their energy on increasing their income rather than just cutting costs experience greater financial security and long-term happiness. And let's face it, who wants to cut back on small things when they can add big numbers to their bank account? Step 1. Ask for a raise. Let's be clear. Asking for a raise isn't trendy. It's necessary. Have you ever thought about how much your company earns from your work? Well, it's time to be paid accordingly. Don't know how? It's simple. Walk into your boss's office armed with data and results that prove how indispensable you are. And if they dare to say no, remember this. Anyone who values themselves doesn't stay where they're undervalued. Step 2. Find a better job. In today's world, good networking is as crucial as a great pair of heels. Attend luxury events, enroll in top-tier online courses, or spend an afternoon at a golf course, not just to meet millionaires, but also to discover opportunities. Step 3. Start a side business. It's time to monetize your skills. And before you tell me you don't have time, let me ask. You can find time for a reality show binge or Instagram scrolling, but not for creating your financial independence? A friend of mine was drowning in debt while cutting back on everything she could, so she launched a side business and now owns a luxury online boutique that earns 6 figures monthly. She had to overcome her fear of failure and, of course, learn to charge what her value is truly worth. Saving is good, but earning more is revolutionary. So be smart, negotiate, build, and innovate. And of course, spend wisely. Because true luxury is having choices. And please remember, the only bill you should ever split is for a bottle of Dom Perignon, never dinner. If needed, Mr. Moneybags is always there to lend a hand. Lesson 3. Don't be a prisoner of the spreadsheet. Use money to live, not just count. Do you know someone who treats Excel like a religion? Tracks every penny, breaks expenses into endless categories, but at the end of the month, their life is as dull as a split dinner bill? Darling, living in a spreadsheet is great if your dream is to be the accountant of your own misery. My distant cousin Mary managed to save a good emergency fund thanks to years of obsessive cutting and control. She had money for a rainy day, but she realized that while her bank balance grew, her memories remained empty. Because what's the point of a positive balance if your life experiences are negative? A study from Cornell University confirms spending on experiences brings more long-term happiness than spending on things. But don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting you sell all your Hermes bags to backpack across the globe. Luxury is always a priority. What I'm saying is, before hoarding money, use it to build the life you desire. Managing your finances is essential. You can't achieve financial freedom without knowing where your money is going. But for the love of Chanel, the goal isn't to drown in charts and graphs. Use them as a map to find what truly matters. A life full of purpose and unforgettable moments. The smart way to spend on experiences. Instead of spending months agonizing over how to save for a trip, why not create a dedicated fund just for experiences? That way, you can travel to incredible destinations, maybe Aspen or the French Riviera, without guilt and with all the glamour you deserve. Take this example. A couple spent years scrimping to buy their dream home. They lived stressed and stretched thin throughout the process. The house became a symbol of sacrifice, not fulfillment. And the worst part? They missed out on years they could have spent creating memories through travel or quality moments together. Money is a tool, not a cage. Use your spreadsheets, but don't live in them. Invest in what matters. Whether it's yourself, your happiness, or a timeless fur coat that will last generations. The formula? Prioritize experiences that transform you while managing your finances, like a woman who understands the value of every choice. And remember, darling, the only place money should be locked away and forgotten is in the bank vault. In your life, it's there to circulate, work, and, most importantly, make you shine. Lesson 4. Wealth isn't about perfection. Start today, even if it feels small. Have you ever heard someone say, "I'll start investing when I have a decent amount saved up"? Or worse, $100 won't make a difference. I might as well not bother. Well, darling, this kind of thinking is why so many people stay poor. They wait for the perfect moment, the ideal amount, and end up staying exactly where they are, dreaming, but never doing. A woman I know kept saying she'd invest once she had at least $10,000. She waited, delayed, and inflation did its job of shrinking the value of what she managed to save. What she didn't realize was that the problem wasn't her lack of money, it was her lack of habit. Data from the National Bureau of Economic Research shows that people who start saving small amounts consistently are far more likely to achieve long-term financial security than those who wait for a perfect moment that never comes. In other words, it's not about how much you start with, it's about starting. The 85% rule. Better than 0%. You might think investing $100 today is insignificant, but you know what truly makes no difference? Sitting still and waiting. Every dollar you invest now is like a VIP invitation to your future. Here's a practical example. Download an investment app, pick a simple fund, and invest whatever you can. It's not about the initial amount, it's about building the habit of growth. Think of those bands that start playing in tiny bars. They know that without the small gigs, they'll never make it to sold-out stadiums. The same logic applies here. Every cent you invest today is a step toward your financial success. One woman I know started saving $50 a month, even though it felt small. Over time, she saw that modest effort snowball. Today, she has a solid financial cushion, and more importantly, she's learned how to make her money work for her instead of relying on a draining job. Take action today, even if it's imperfect. The pursuit of perfection is inertia's best friend, and inertia doesn't pay for luxury vacations or fine dining. Forget the idea that you need large sums to begin. The secret to wealth is simple. Build today, even if it's one brick at a time. And if you're thinking about starting to invest, here's something that never disappoints: the stock market or a Chanel bag. Both are timeless classics that increase in value over time. Lesson 5. Patience, Glamour, and Profits. The ultimate guide to long-term investing. Let's be honest, earning more money is fabulous, but leaving it idle in your account is as useless as wearing a Chanel dress to the grocery store. Money needs action, movement, and above all, a destination that makes it grow. That's why long-term investing isn't just smart. It's the financial equivalent of applying anti-aging cream to your wealth. A young woman I know inherited a reasonable sum and decided to invest everything in cryptocurrency because it was the hot trend. At first, her profits skyrocketed. But when the market turned, she lost nearly everything because she had put all her eggs in one basket and lacked the patience to wait for the market to stabilize. This kind of mistake isn't rare. Studies from the Journal of Behavioral Finance show that investors chasing quick gains instead of consistent long-term strategies are more likely to suffer significant losses. In other words, impatience is expensive. The Duchess Dollar's investment philosophy. My investment philosophy is simple. Diversification is the secret, both in your closet and your portfolio. Mix fixed income, stocks from reliable companies, real estate funds, and if you're feeling adventurous, sprinkle in a small percentage of something riskier, like startups or a business you believe in. Think of government bonds as the little black dress, safe, timeless, and always useful. Real estate funds? They're like a Hermes bag. They appreciate over time and have undeniable elegance. And stocks? They're like fine jewelry. The classics always shine, but you need to choose wisely. Long-term wealth requires patience. One investor I know started small, buying shares of solid companies and reinvesting the dividends. It took years to see significant results. While others chased fleeting trends, he built a steady, sustainable fortune that now funds all his luxuries. And then some. Investing for the long term isn't glamorous at first. It's like starting an art collection. It seems expensive, requires patience, but in the end, it's worth every penny. The secret? Consistency. Make regular contributions, stay focused, and watch the magic of compound interest turn pennies into millions. Oh, and don't forget, just like you need an occasional spa day to rejuvenate, your investment portfolio needs periodic attention. Adjust, review, and keep investing. Real wealth isn't built overnight, but it lasts forever, like a good strand of pearls. A quick recap: money isn't just for hoarding. It's a worker that needs to hustle. With Glamour, of course. The lessons are clear. Make your money sweat, invest strategically, and above all, stop trying to look rich when you can actually be rich. Now let me ask you something most people avoid. Do you know how to stop being poor without marrying a millionaire? Just for now, of course, because that's also a valid strategy. But let's save it for another day. In the next video, I'll reveal the secrets to building your fortune from where you are. And since you've made it this far, you're not stopping now, right? Subscribe to the channel and give it a generous like if you're ready to turn your dreams into reality, or at least into a more impressive bank account. In the pinned comment, you'll find links to products that will not only improve your financial life, but also add that touch of wealth every woman deserves. Before you go, drop a comment. Money works better with Glamour. I want to see who's really committed to financial luxury. See you in the next video, where I'll teach you the untold secrets to taking your first steps toward wealth without ever giving up your high heels, of course.